My role at NCFE is supporting functional skills maths tutors, so obviously I use maths all the time at work. However, in my home life, I also use maths a lot. For instance, I'm currently having to fit skirting board because I've had the downstairs replastered, and I'm doing the skirting boards myself. To do this, I have got to measure accurately the perimeter of my downstairs. I then need to take that measurement and divide it by the length of these skirting boards, which is 2.4 metres, so that I know how many skirting boards to buy. Then, in order to fit the skirting boards, I'm going to have to use my knowledge of angles so that I cut the skirting board correctly to go around corners. So this is just one way that I use maths in my daily life at home outside of work.
Hi, my name is Dan Howard and I'm Operations Director at NCFE. Quite often I would sit in my classroom in secondary school in a maths lesson wondering, when am I ever going to use this ever again? Pythagoras' theorem, algebra, fractions. I would just sit there at the time thinking I am never going to use these skills in the future. How wrong was I? Every day I'm using math skills, not only in my professional life, but also within my personal life as well. Knowing what's left over at the end of the month and being able to budget in terms of what I can spend on clothes, shopping, as well as within the world of work, of business planning, forecasting, and making sure that we've got sustainable business in order to drive our aspiration from a growth perspective to reach far more learners than we do already and have a greater impact on society and the economy. So celebrate Maths Week. It is so important that you have the right mathematical skills in order to support you within your professional and personal lives. They are skills you will use and utilise every single day.
Maths isn't everything we do in life. From the moment you wake up, you're using maths to work out how long it's going to take you to get to work, how long it's going to take to get ready. Even just setting your alarm, that is maths. In the workplace, I find I use maths a lot in data analysis. I'm working with percentages, I'm working with numeracy, adding up, multiplication, division, and that all takes a central part of my role and is key to understanding what I need to do for the day.
Hello, my name is Helen Scanlan. I'm working in the provider development team of NCFE, supporting the staff delivering our qualifications. In a previous working role, I was a hairdresser and beautician, and I was paid on a commission basis. Unfortunately, my manager didn't have very good math skills and didn't work out my wages correctly every month. So every month I would go to her and tell her what I should be paid, because she generally underpaid me every month. So even using a calculator or using a spreadsheet, she couldn't work out percentages. So that was really important for me to get the correct amount of wages every month. Okay, thanks.
Maths is a fundamental part of the digital sector and we use it all the time in everyday ways. For example, if you're watching Netflix or Amazon Prime, we use things like machine learning to understand what type of show you might like to show you suggestions. If you're on social media, Facebook or TikTok, the way we know which post to show you next is based on an algorithm based on decisions that you've made previously. Maths is about understanding how these things work, while computing automates a lot of it for us. With an understanding of mathematics, we can make those processes better for the future, better decisions.
One of the ways I use maths in everyday life is when I'm shopping. So I'll have a look to see if things are actually worth it by looking at the weight and the price and working out the percentages to see if they actually are a bargain and if they're good value for money.
My name is Paul Turner and I'm the Policy Specialist at NCFE. Just going to give a very brief explanation about how I use numbers in my everyday role. We had a budget recently and supporting that budget was a huge document. And within that document were a vast amount of tables and graphs and numerical information sources that I needed to understand. We're talking about billions of pounds here, and we're talking about things like calculating taxation, working with income and expenditure, and looking to see exactly what kind of support all the various sectors and government departments are going to get over the next few years. My job is to keep an eye on that, make sure that if there are any deviations to be reported, and support colleagues in understanding how all this works. That's it. It's not just about the words, it's also about the numbers. Thank you.